Hey drone technology fans, Bill here. Weekly technology updates, June 3rd, 2018, episode 1. We'll have that coming right up. A brand new weekly regular feature I'm adding to BillTheTechnologyReviewer. It's called Weekly Technology Update. Weekly Technology Update will feature 4 to 5 of the more popular technical news articles of the prior week, and I will put links in the description for each one of those articles. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right into it. And I'm going to put the first slide up on the screen. The first article is Gear S3 Update adds ability to answer calls by rotating the bezel. Now this comes from Sam Mobile. They are probably one of the best sources of anything regarding Samsung mobile products. So I'm going to just jump right into that. What I'm going to do is read some of the highlights from this article and give you my personal opinion. Original story as follows. Samsung is rolling out a minor update to the Gear S3 today, adding a nice little use case for the rotating bezel on the watch. The update adds a new accessibility feature that will allow Gear S3 users to accept incoming calls by rotating the bezel. It's surprising the company never thought of this option before, but it has now, and we're sure Gear S3 owners will welcome the latest update with open arms. And then there was an update. It seems the method of answering calls using the bezel involves rotating it clockwise a couple of times. Also, the feature should be enabled by default after the update is installed, instead of needing to be manually enabled as mentioned in the original story. Then we'll move on to the second page here, and it talks about the update is going out to both the Frontier and Classic versions of the Gear S3 with firmware versions, and it lists 2 of them there respectively. It's a 13.65 megabyte update, and you should be able to download it from the Samsung Gear app on your connected phone or tablet via the About Gear / Update Gear software menu under the app setting tabs. And then the last screen will show you the Gear software update, the version, the size, what's new, and then a caution with that. If you're familiar with the Gear S3, it's probably the best, I feel, Android smartwatch that's out there. It absolutely is laden with unbelievable features. Its connectivity to your Samsung mobile device is fantastic. And that's something I personally am looking forward to getting to sometime in the not too near future, distant future, and I will definitely be doing a review on that for sure. The next article that we have, and the slide's up on the screen, it's called Canon has ended sales for the last film camera, and this is by Dan DeHall from Circuit Breaker. This is absolutely an incredible article here. Starting off, this is the last film camera for Canon. I'm going to go ahead and read some snippets to it. Canon has announced it is officially discontinuing the EOS 1V, its last film camera, as reported by Petapixel. Production of the EOS 1V, which was launched in 2000, actually ceased back in 2010, but Canon continued to sell the remaining stock. According to Canon's statement, it will repair existing EOS 1V units until October 31st, 2025, although repair requests may be denied after October 31st, 2020, depending on remaining parts and inventory. Although this means Canon is no longer selling any film cameras, it doesn't spell the death of film, at least not yet. Nikon still sells 2 film cameras, the F6 and the FM10. To me, that last sentence is important because it still means there are still a couple of film cameras that are left out there, and I know a lot of diehard photographers really love the whole process of being able to develop their own film. So this is again, moving away from film over to digital, and it's a trend, and it's trending that way. So we're going to go ahead and put the next article up. It's from Electrek, E-L-E-C-T-R-E-K, and the title of the article is Tesla Model 3 Teardown points to only $28,000 in potential material and production cost. The next slide, several Tesla 3 model vehicles were bought by competing automaker engineering firms to try and learn about technology. Earlier this year, a German automaker was reportedly impressed by the Model 3 after having reverse engineered it. Now, another German firm has reportedly completed a teardown of the vehicle and came up with an impressive potential cost for Tesla's latest electric vehicle. They claim their cost analysis resulted in materials and logistics costs of $18,000 and labor costs of $10,000 for a total cost potential of $28,000. A test engineer for the firm said he believes the Model 3 could turn out to be quite profitable. And in the part of the article says, update, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said he agrees with the analysis. And Electric's take on the last slide here, I would take this with a grain of salt since it seems quite a bit low, though it sounds like their cost analysis is linked to Tesla achieving a production rate of 10,000 units per week, which is not expected until next year. The analysis would point to Tesla almost hitting a 25% margin on a standard $35,000 Model 3 without any upgrades once they hit 10,000 units per week. You know, one of my things is, I did read, and if you probably saw the article last week about the $35,000 model, that is a bare bones model for the Tesla S3. That's just something I think that for the Model 3, that's just something to consider there, because in order to get upgrades as far as additional time on your battery, additional features and so forth, you're going to be raising the price of that vehicle at least $15,000 to $20,000. So, you know, this comes on the heels of that. So I find this very interesting that this article came out after an article about pricing the Model 3 at $35,000. So I think that's really quite interesting as far as that comes up here. The next article that we have is the next article was actually a video that I posted on BillTheTechnologyReviewer called DJI Factory Tour, courtesy of DJI Mavic Air. This is something that I think is absolutely fascinating, getting a peek inside of DJI to see how drones are made. Definitely encourage you to check out the video and be able to take a look at the process that the drone goes through during its final assembly. You can actually see them pointing it to targets to get the camera to focus. And you can also tell that it's a very highly manual process. And again, there'll be a link in the description for you to be able to check this video out, and it's something that I highly encourage you to do so. Okay, one of the next article that we have up here, and it's the last one, half of Windows 10 PCs already upgraded to the April 2018 update. This comes from ARS Technica. The rollout of the latest update is twice as fast as previous ones, and you can see a graph chart that's on there as well. We're going to go ahead and move to the next slide. The Windows 10 April 2018 update version 1803 is enjoying the fastest rollout of any Windows 10 major update thus far. Even though last-minute delays pushed its rollout into May for most users, it was available to manually install on the last day of April, but it didn't hit Windows Update until May's Patch Tuesday. As of the 29th of the month, it's now being used on just over half of all Windows 10 machines. By way of comparison, the previous update, version 1709, took about 2 months to reach 50% penetration, and the one before that, version 1703, took around 3 months to reach the same level. The faster rollout suggests greater confidence within Microsoft that the update is relatively problem-free. Version 1803 hasn't been immune to issues. It was blocked temporarily from installation on systems with certain SSDs, but the speed of the rollout suggests it has avoided any major issues. And the article also talks about we still hear quite a bit of trepidation from enterprises about the new updates, especially with regard to their quality during the first few months of availability. Anytime that there are updates to major software such as the operating system, such as Windows, that's something that I think, being in the technology, being in IT myself, I think that's something that you can only a lot of things can be beta tested, but in order to really truly get it, you're going to have to put this update out there. And unfortunately, you will end up experiencing some pain points with that, because some things, once users get in and test this, they're going to find some things. So, again, it seems like Microsoft is more responsive to a lot of this, and they're taking this seriously, and they're taking these updates seriously, which is fantastic. If you like the content from today's video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell others about the channel. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook page, where I do post regular technology updates. And also be sure to check out my Twitter account, where I post those updates as well, and also Instagram. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.